Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Tommy, the pro wrestling podcast with Tommy, NORBZ, and me, Brittany. And on today's episode, we have professional wrestler Jazmin Allure. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jazmin, for coming on.
Thank you. I think we missed the team memo, but like I got like a ball of water. I think Tommy will be
I got my
disappointed.
coffee.
I don't want to bother my guests. I already sent you enough annoying emails, so I didn't want to bother with another annoying email. So yeah, next time when you're a huge star at AEW, come on, and then I'll tell you about the tea.
Okay.
So first things first, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us about what got you inspired to pursue wrestling?
Yeah, so I'm Jazmin Allure, independent wrestler as seen on AEW Dark. So kind of what got me into wrestling was when I was younger, I was always that sister that would do whatever my brother did. So he grew up watching wrestling when I was like 3 or 4 years old, right behind him watching it. So it kind of started like that. I fell in love with it. My mom took me to shows when I was really, really young. So I was always around wrestling and my family loved it. So that kind of like, made me love it even more. And then at 19, I was like, I want to do something that makes me really happy. It doesn't matter, money-wise. I didn't know you could make money in wrestling. And so that's a bonus. But yeah, so I started training. I started like taking bookings and I loved it. Once I started, taking bumps in that ring, I loved it. So yeah, the rest is history.
Amazing. So yes, Jazmin, as you know, yes, NORBZ and I, and we're big, huge AEW fans, and you've been doing an amazing job at AEW Dark. How's that experience been working at AEW currently? How's that experience been so far?
It's incredible. It's really surreal. Sometimes like I have to pinch myself because, backstage, everybody's super cool. Like Chris Jericho, Matt Sydal, everybody's super cool. Like there's no like, oh, you're an extra talent or you're this, everybody's like, it's like a family back there. So it's a really good environment back there. And then being in the ring and in front of like, thousands of people watching, it's just surreal, especially so early on in my career. I couldn't be more grateful.
Especially
AEW. AEW is such an amazing promotion. Yeah, sorry, Tom. Yeah, and AEW is a really cool environment. It's different, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of great supporters in backstage that can really help you out going forward. Speaking of your opponents, who are your toughest opponents so far in your young wrestling career that you've ever faced? It's probably a loaded question.
Toughest and like they bring out the best in me, or toughest like hard to work with?
The ones that brought out the best in you so far in your career.
Delilah Doom, I don't know. She's also an independent wrestler, but she's been like on Impact and stuff. I wrestled her, I say late last year. She brings out the best in me because we're so similar in styles. Mm-hmm. So, and they actually they're like, oh, you're like a younger version of Delilah Doom. So her and also Eva Lise. Yeah.
Oh, Eva Lise. Yeah. Great talent. Yeah.
Super good in the ring. Like the way she thinks, it's incredible. Like it's surreal. I've never met anyone like that, but she's so good. She's like so talented. So she brings out the best in me too.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And then how was it in that match where she brought out the best in you? Like what was it about that match?
I feel like her style and like the year she's been in the business, she just knows so much. And I'm like still like figuring it out. And she kind of helped me out with that and how to, kind of be more of like this baby face where I'm more used to being so mean in the ring. So she kind of like brought out a different side of me and then so that kind of made me better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
Excellent.
And then like another question, you're known as the top tier, as we can see behind you, that fan-made poster. Where did that Yeah, where did that nickname come from?
So like I said, like really early on, like the first couple months in my career, I was facing top names like Thunder Rosa, Jazz, Jordan Grace, even on AEW. Like I wasn't even a year in when I started wrestling for AEW. So I was like, I'm in these top positions, wrestling top names. And I like my character to be kind of cocky. So I'm like, I'm top tier. I'm like the best, you know what I mean? So that's where that came about. And I love it. It's catching on, and people like they love it. I love the name. And then my gear, it fits my gear too, because my gear's like all rhinestones and like all like, top tier, like diamonds and whatever. And I come out like I have a chain and whatever. So I like it. That's my thing now.
It's one of my favorite nicknames for sure. It's a really, really cool, catchy name.
Thank you.
I just like that poster behind you, Jazmin. Wow, you are talented. You can wrestle. You can you're great on the mic. You can draw. Wow.
No, I didn't draw this.
Oh, you didn't.
I didn't.
Oh, my
no,
fault.
a fan gave it to me. Shout out to Mayday on Instagram. He went to a show and then I came out and I saw it, and so he gave it to me after the show. But yeah, no, I did. I wish I could draw.
You draw better than me. I draw pencil figures, Jazmin. So I know you can draw better than me.
No. That's totally me. I'm the best at the hangman game because that's all I can draw.
Oh, still better than me.
Pretty good.
No, you wrestled with so many great wrestlers, right? Especially in AEW. You mentioned Thunder Rosa and I have Elise. Is there a wrestler that you haven't wrestled against yet, Jazmin, that you would love to wrestle with in the near future? Like, can you think of one?
So many. But if we're talking like independents or like signed talents?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It can be independent. It can be major promotions. Whichever wrestler you would like to wrestle with in the future.
I mean, like if we're talking WWE, like Sasha Banks has always been a dream match. I love her. She's like an inspiration to me, especially like, what coming back, because I took like a break of like watching wrestling, and then I came back right when Sasha Banks and like the 4 Horsewomen were in there. So they're for like an inspiration. So any of them, to be honest, would be good. AEW, I really, really like. I wrestled her in a tag match, but it was really short. Sheeta is a champion for a reason. She is so good, like
wow,
amazing. So I'd love to have like a one-on-one with Sheeta, and yeah.
I want
that would be a good match to see for sure.
My co-hosts and the viewers know that Hikaru Shida is my favorite. Like, she's the best. Like, I say that in episode 1. I say that in episode 1 of our show. So I just want you to know, Jazmin and viewers, that yes, Shida's the best.
He's so good.
Yeah, for sure. You made your debut this past year, actually, in 2020, and unfortunately with the pandemic happening right in the middle of things. But you're still a rising star in this business, and congratulations on that. I mean, tell us a bit about your training to become a professional wrestler, and what were some of the challenges that you encountered in your journey?
Training. So I started off at AEW in Austin, Texas, and that was really good for fundamentals and everything. And then of course, COVID hit. And it was kind of like, oh, no training for a couple months. But I still kept like working on my cardio and other things at home. So I never stopped really, which is good because, when I got that AEW opportunity, I was ready. But then I started training with Thunder Rosa, Jazz, and Ronnie Mac, So that is incredible, like repping them right now too. They're so amazing. Like that school is so great. The environment is so great. And I think one of the hardest things, but I still loved it, was bumping. That is so painful. People are like, oh, it's cushioned. That ring is cushioned. It is cushioned? No, it's not. It hurts so bad. And it was that was the hardest thing for me, I think. And the school I was at first in Austin, it was like a lot of bumping because they're like, you know, you got to get this down. You can't get concussed. And oh my God, that was so hard. The first months were like intense. My body was so sore. Like, it was no joke. Like, I knew it was going to be hard, but I was like, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. But it's also like really hard mentally. And that's what like some people don't understand. You know, it's also like your body goes through a lot, but mentally you go through a lot because of all the stuff you're learning and everything, putting it together. So it's really, really hard. But if you really love it, you can do like anything. So
it's an amazing story.
Wow.
Nice,
And
nice.
just curious, like you debuting in 2020, early 2020, and the pandemic happening in March, like did that what's the word I'm looking for? Never mind.
She needs more coffee. She needs more coffee.
I need more coffee. Like
caffeine in the
this
morning.
water isn't doing it. But I
what
think I
time
was.
is it over there?
Oh, it's 10:30 a.m.
Same as yours. Same as
Same as
10:30.
yours.
Oh.
Same as-
We're just. I think she's lacking. We're all lacking sleep probably. So it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, it's actually 9 over here. That's why I got confused. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that was.
Okay.
That's my fault. Just
No, you're
these guys blame me anyways, Jasmine. It's okay. It is my bad.
Time
I
zones can be
apologize.
crazy.
I got the time
Yeah.
schedule wrong. I apologize.
Yeah. Oh, I think I remember my question now. So, like, being in a high in the beginning of 2020 and the pandemic kind of like bring you down. Like, how did you keep your spirits up and like think like I just debuted, but like this pandemic hit? Like, how did you just go on from that?
It was really hard. It was so hard. I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm not gonna lie, it was so hard because I was like, I got this taste of what wrestling is, what, you know, like being out there in the crowd, and then it's like, damn it, like it's taken away, you know what I mean? Sorry. Anyways, but you know, I have a really supportive boyfriend who's also a wrestler. So, you know, like being with him during the pandemic, and also I had really supportive friends too who would like watch wrestling with me. Like I would, because of wrestling, you know, training, and I'm also like a college student, it took up so much time, and it was good to have that free time to hang out with my friends, you know, my boyfriend, or, you know, even like catch up with my parents. So it was hard, but I looked at the positives instead of the negatives. And I also kept working out. That was my thing. Just keep working out. Because, like, obviously, once that you get in that ring again, like, it's go time. Like, I'm going to, like, start taking bookings and whatever. So just that was my main focus, you know, focusing on the positives and working out, like cardio and everything like that. So yeah, like I said, once the opportunity came, I took it because I was ready. And most people, they were still like coming back from the pandemic, like barely starting to get like ready. And it's like, no, I was ready the whole time during the pandemic. So yeah.
That's amazing because like once like people say like, okay, pandemic is over, we're getting up and running, there's like no time for people to prepare. Like you have to prepare yourself.
Yeah, if that was my case, I would not have been ready for AEW. But luckily, like I was like, no, I'm gonna do cardio at home. I'm gonna do these home workouts. I like bought dumbbells and whatnot, so I was ready.
It's excellent. Good for you.
Nice. Now, this is another. Sorry about this, Jazz. Another loaded question, and you're like you're young. I don't think we don't even think you hit your prime yet. But I have to ask, if you once you retire, what's the one thing you would like to achieve, while in your pro wrestling career? Once you retire and you think back, you're like, okay, I did that. What would that one thing be?
I think as long as I lived like a happy career, because it's not all about championships. I was always given the advice, just leave the business better than you found it. So as long as like I achieve that, it doesn't matter, like even changing, someone's life or like giving someone advice and helping them get better. As long as I leave this business a better place, that's all that matters to me. I obviously do want to get signed. Like my goals are to get signed, and it is to win championships, but it's not just that. it's really about changing other people's lives. And that, like, for me, like, wrestling changed my life for the better. Like, when I was 19 and I was like starting off training, I was going through a really rough time with like depression and anxiety. So watching wrestling changed my life, and that's just the part of it. It's just, that's what wrestling is. Like, everybody who got into wrestling, their life changed for the better. So I think that's amazing. That's the best part of this business, aside from the wrestling, is like how it changes you. So, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's an amazing answer. Amazing.
Top tier answer for sure.
Oh,
Wow, that's
zing.
Cool. And then, one last question. Just how old are you right now?
I just turned 21.
Wow, so freaking young.
Yes, legal.
Haven't
to,
even hit your
drink in the
prime yet.
States.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So,
Nice.
So, like, I mean, we all believe, Jazmin, AEW will sign you. So when that happens, and then when you're in your prime, and hopefully we're on ESPN or something, that you will come back on, and you won't ignore my emails, and you won't be one of those wrestlers that will ignore my
I did
emails.
not ignore your
No,
emails.
not now. I mean, like, once you're signed, and then how like, hopefully, I know you will. Hopefully, you'll be like, oh, you won't ignore. You'll be like, okay, I remember these tea time guys. I'll come back on. Hopefully.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't ignore it now. No, absolutely not. No. But yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been such a pleasure talking to you and learning about like your wrestling experience so far. You're still so young, and we can't wait to like see you on more promotions and see you grow.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. This was amazing.
Thank you.
Brett, you should ask her about social media. Jazmin, do you want the viewers to know about social media? How they can follow you?
So you guys can find me everywhere at Jazmin Allure, JAZMINALLURE. That's literally my handle for like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And there I have like another link. I share it almost every day on Twitter, and it's for all my merch for pro wrestling tees and Big Cartel. So yeah.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jazmin.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, top tier Jazmin Allure as seen on Dark, and you're watching Tea Time with Tommy. Hey guys, subscribe below and stay tuned for more episodes with Tea Time with Tommy.
Hey everyone, it's Brittany from Tea Time with Tommy, and don't forget to catch Tea Time with Tommy and click the subscribe button on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. And if you don't click the subscribe button, Tommy will be a very, very, very cranky old man. So let's not have that. So make sure you click the like and subscribe button.